No matter how many times I explain MGTOW to women, most of them still don't get it. Men are genetically programmed to figure out their environment and get what they need from it. Women, on the other hand, are programmed to figure out men and get what they need from them. I want all women to know that just like men get sucked into their hobbies, video games, and jobs, women can easily get sucked into the hobby of men. However, for women, manipulating men was not a hobby or pastime. It was a way to stay alive. I will entertain Jenna to a certain extent and give her some of the answers she's looking for, but they won't be the answers she wants to hear. I'm really interested in the MGTOW point of view and would like to start a friendly conversation about what you all think makes a good woman. From what I've learned so far, which is only what I've seen in these videos because they came up as suggestions while I was watching videos about the Gamergate buckle, I'm not sure if there is such a thing as the perfect woman. I can only speak from my own experience, but I'm smart, logical, and independent. I love learning and am interested in everything. I can hold an intelligent conversation on a wide range of topics, but I'm terrible at small talk, which I find pointless. I'm also a gamer and plan to have more male friends than female ones, but these friendships will be platonic because I'm just another guy. I often think about myself, and I can tell you that some traits come at the expense of others. I'm not a geneticist, but I do know that some traits come at the I'm not very girly, but some people think I'm cute. I've always been a tomboy, and I've never been interested in makeup. I have 4 pairs of shoes. Flip-flops, which I wear 99% of the time, tennis shoes, hiking boots, and dress shoes to go with my suit. I like to wear clothes until they're full of holes. I can live without any luxuries and 2 weeks in the desert without a shower. Pooping in holes, oh, I've always been one of the guys. I grew up in a broken home, but was lucky to have a lot of friends. I've never cared what other people think of me, and I'm always honest. Well, I'm sure attractive women with the traits you want to exist as outliers, but I suspect it's very rare. The independence and logical thinking you say you want in women are likely to come at the expense of more feminine traits. So do you really think your ideal woman can exist? As for parameters, this is not a simple issue. What do you think is causing this to happen, and can it be fixed? Ecology and population dynamics, nature vs. nurture, what genes are being chosen over time. How does early training affect the way people treat each other? This is more for those of us who are worried about how the current dynamics of natural selection are affecting the species. I've seen a few people who just seem angry and bitter about all women, and they need to change their minds because that's not a good way to think. This movement has a lot of potential to start meaningful conversations, but I worry that it will turn into a us vs. them issue like modern feminism. Well, Jenna, thanks for your questions and comments. I can't really answer all of your questions, but I can tell you why people seem to care about what the perfect woman is like. First of all, most guys don't like a woman who is too masculine or unkempt. Personally, I wouldn't date a woman with holes in her clothes. It's nothing personal, but it's not normal to let yourself go so much that your clothes start to fall apart. I know that you find a person's mind most attractive, but biological cues are still physical, and there's nothing wrong with having a sexy mind and body. I agree that a woman who is more analytical will probably not be interested in fashion, beauty, or makeup. However, I was a man who was both analytical and artistic. I liked fashion, interior design, and creative makeup, and thought fine foods were an art form in and of themselves. This shows that men and women can share some qualities that are considered traditionally male or female. She doesn't have any kids of her own, but taking care of her friends' kids makes her very happy. Forget for a second what men want and think about what makes women happy. Most women today are unhappy in their careers and would probably be happier taking care of children. If you take a saltwater fish and put it in fresh water, will it be happy? Probably not, and the change in the environment can often kill the fish. Women are designed to take care of children and their families by nature, and I can tell you that my mother is pretty much the same way. She is happiest when she's trying to take care of everyone else around her. Women have spent most of their history learning how to manipulate men to get what they want so they can build a home and take care of their children. To put it simply, an ideal woman is a happy woman who doesn't nag men. When she's truly happy, her partner will see this and feel great because he's actually making her happy. Everything will seem to be going well, but this happiness is temporary. I no longer believe in any of these fairy tales. Both men and women don't seem to realize that there's no such thing as an ideal mate. The sooner men and women realize this, the better, and if women out there think there's an ideal man, they're dreaming. Even if you do find the perfect partner, it won't last long because people change and nothing stays the same. When I was 23, I thought I found the perfect partner. If they can catch a MGTOW, they can try to ride us into town in triumph and show other women how to do the same. But we are a different breed. We are like the wild stallions of the Western territories. We are meant to be free and explore this world on our own. Women who are now against feminism need to realize that they will never own us. We are truly free, and most women who want to learn about making TOWs want to know how to control us. I know feminist women who also like hiking and roughing it, and they often hide behind a hippie mentality. In my first serious relationship, when I was in my early 20s, the woman I was with was mostly a hippie, but she turned out to be just like every other woman before her, self-centered and selfish. It broke my heart, and I wasn't able to fully love a woman again until after my last relationship. I think that your masculine qualities come from the strong men who took care of you when you were growing up. However, there are many women who pretend to be earthy and simple like you just to manipulate men like Jenna. Your mind is also wired to think more like a man so you can survive in an environment full of men. But believe it or not, there are women who act exactly like you and were raised mostly around women. But trying to explain MGTOW to most women and start a conversation is usually just an exercise in mental masturbation. Women are constantly sizing up men, both consciously and subconsciously, so they can have the emotional upper hand over us. I just know that a lot of the time, they're just doing what they're biologically hardwired to do, which is often to manipulate men. Just like I'm hardwired to use my brain and be productive. Even though I make more money than I need, I still try to make more because it gives me some kind of satisfaction. In a sick and twisted way, I sometimes see myself as a human dooming and not a human being. And I'm trying to get rid of. I hope I've given you something new to think about. And here's a warning for any man looking for the perfect woman. The mother of my ex-girlfriend seemed like the perfect woman. She was quiet, soft-spoken, and always smiled. On the outside, she looked like a hippie, but on the inside, she was a feminist. She taught my ex to be quiet and soft-spoken, and she controlled me in a covert, passive-aggressive way. Most men are happy to find a woman who keeps her mouth shut most of the time, but I warned you a long time ago that these ideal, quiet women were usually far from ideal, so be careful what